guys, we've got Makke here from Chili Mountain, the Mephisto god, to, you know, give us the talent build as well as maybe some tips and tricks for this hero. Makke, without further ado, what is your Mephisto build? And for people that want to learn Mephisto and get good at Mephisto, what's kind of like your advice for them?
I think Mephisto is like a hero like Tracer or Genji. You need to play it a lot, learn what the strengths are, learn the weaknesses, and just play it a lot. Because I think the most important is that you're comfortable knowing when you go in and go out.
Yeah.
So just playing it a lot versus a lot of heroes and on a lot of maps, and just try for yourself, see where it works.
Gotcha. So just really testing your limits to see what works well. Gotcha.
And like not playing afraid. I think going in a bit too deep, a bit too many times, it's probably good because you learn. Because being too passive with Mephisto is very damaging, but being too aggressive is also damaging. So you kind of have to learn to thread the needle.
Gotcha. And so when you're looking to go aggressive on Mephisto, is that kind of like blinking aggressively with your E, or when you look for your damage on your Mephisto, what are you kind of looking for? Do you like E over walls? What's?
I think the first thing you have to do when you go into the game, see what heroes do the opponents have. What can punish you on your E? Like when you E, how can they punish you? Do they have a Chromie that can loop, or like a Junker that can boop, or like a Ling Min that can throw up combo and you're like 1 HP?
Gotcha.
And you check, okay, where can I E from? Can I E aggressively? Can I E defensively? Do I need to be very passive when I E? Just check what can punish you. And then I think the most important is just that I said, play the hero, because sometimes you just want to go in with your W without blinking in. Like the philosophy around Mephisto is you need to have your spells up like all the time.
Gotcha.
That's the philosophy. You should never just throw a random poke combo and have all your spells on 7-second cooldown. That's terrible. You need to sometimes you go in with your W, you blink in, you Q, you make sure that every spell you use makes sure you reset your entire combo.
Gotcha.
Because that's the mentality. You want to have your combo up all the time. You want to bait them to be able to go for your E, but then when you're coming back, you can also blink in again, and they have committed so many resources on your illusion, and you just go their backline or their frontline. And the beauty of it, you can hit both with your ring, right? If you blink in the middle of them, most of the time you can hit more than 2 or 3 people.
Gotcha, because they're kind of like all-inning for your illusion that you've now gotten off cooldown. That's an amazing trick on how to kind of like be more aggressive. So what Mephisto build do you run at level 1? I mean, what's your build, man? Like what, average Storm League player, what should I be running?
I think there's 3 talents that are mandatory.
Okay.
And it's the level 1 W.
So Furious Spark, level 4 W, static barrier. Perfect.
On 7, I think all the talents work.
Okay.
If you feel like you need to be a bit more mobile and catch them, if they're fast or they have escapes, like you're playing versus a Ming or you're playing versus like a Tracer, having movement speed can be really good. If they have something like a Rain or like a Suljin or something that just hits you in the face when you blink in, armor might be great. If they have very static backliners like a Gul'dan, like something that's very fat, slow might be really good.
Gotcha.
And that's also like a small thing that's very important when you play Mephisto. Heroes that are very big are good to face.
Gotcha.
Heroes like Gul'dan or like Stitches or whatever, Diablo, Deathwing, all those heroes with big hitboxes makes it so you always have cooldowns. Gotcha. So that's also like a small trick you learn when you play the game, that hitboxes do really matter when you're playing Mephisto.
Gotcha.
So then we move on to 10. I think you always go root.
Durance?
I think it's very Durance is I think most of the time you go Durance. There's very little opportunity for the other ulti, and it doesn't really do that much damage. It puts you out of the fight for like, what is it? Maybe at the same time as root, but it doesn't really work the same way.
Gotcha. So when you get Durance, like how are you looking to use it? Do you use it at the start of the team fight? Do you are you looking to E in and then use it? Are you looking to use it from fog? Like what do you like generally philosophy wise? What are you looking to do with this ultimate?
I think so. There's again, you have to watch their team. What do they have? Who are we facing? I think if you have a good setup stun with someone and they don't have a cleanse on their support, just following up on the tank could be really good.
Gotcha.
Just keeping him locked down for even longer. if they have cleanse and they have a backline without any escapes, you might go in after if your tank initiates, you go in with a full set of combos, try and get your reset. Then when you blink back, you go for the root.
Gotcha.
And then if you don't get full resets, you're gonna have like 1 and 1.5 seconds left on your cooldowns. And if you're rooting by then, your cooldowns go down, root hits, you go in again. So like on the second wave, you can root as well. You can also look for flanks. I think you just need to be a bit, you need to think about it. You can play it for so many different angles. And on chokes, obviously trying to get it past the tank into the backline, so it kind of roots around the team fight. That's also really good. And like sometimes just throwing it in their vision, so they have to path a different direction. Even if it doesn't hit, it makes them go for 1 more second around the route.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just a lot of different ways. I don't think there's a set. It's not like a mouth ult. You hit it on someone who's low.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was really good, though. It was really informative. You gave a lot of situations. I mean, one that I don't think I use enough is just following up off the tank, especially in this new meta where there is no Gladiator's Medallion. If they don't have Cleanse, you literally just have the secondary CC chain that, you know, let's say they have multi-melee. If they clump, it'll spread and do a lot more. That's really smart. But going back to the talents. So we have level 13 at this point. You gave me basically the 2 W talents for 1 and 4. For level 7, it's situational. For level 10, you go Durance. So then at 13, what 13 are you looking for? And, you know, what are the big power spikes for Mephisto talent-wise? Is this one of them?
This can be one of them. If you're going, because there's 2 options you can go here.
Okay.
If you feel like, because a lot of the times I think I feel it out in the game. Sometimes they just have so many melees, you're always gonna get resets.
Okay.
Then spell power might be insanely good. Then you go Q spell power.
Okay.
You can also go the Shard of Hate.
The auto attack.
Yeah, the auto attack. Because that's just also secures your resets all the time.
Okay.
But that's also a bit if you don't need resets, because auto attacking when you blink in kind of doesn't allow you to move while you're using your W. So it's not optimal if you have to use it. But like if you're using this talent, it's gonna give you free resets.
It feels like the 1v9 talent, to be honest. I mean, I personally love Shard of Hate. I feel like it does. The CDR is so nice.
Yeah. I mean, I think because there's 2 builds here. If you go Shard of Hate, you can, like on 16 as well, after the 13 talent, there's 2 builds. It's the one that makes your W go longer and do more damage over time. And it's the one with 10% maximum health. I think if you're facing a lot of tanks, a lot of frontliners, the 10% might be really good on 16. If you feel like you're going that one, you should probably go Shard of Hate.
Okay.
Those work really well together. If you go Q on 13, I like the one that goes longer and does more damage over time.
It's Animosity.
Animosity. Yeah.
Okay.
And if I go Animosity, it's also kind of reliant on what you need for 20. So if you're going the silence, if they don't have any cleanses, they don't have a blaze bunker or like something that can get them out of the root silence, then it's really good. Then you pick that one. But if it feels like they just cleanse it, they can dodge it with whatever.
Yeah, that like bunker.
They get out of it. Yeah. Then you probably go Mimic on 20.
Gotcha. With the Animosity and the Abhorred Skull. So the spell power.
Yeah.
So basically you have spell power at 13, longer W durations, and then with level 20, you have the double.
The double circle.
That's just basically perma, like forever.
And then, when you have that double circle, you never need Shard of Hate on 13 because you're always gonna have spells. So then just 20 spell power, 20% spell power is always better. But then again, if you're going, like, even though let's say you go Shard of Hate and the static field.
Yeah.
On 13, 16, you can also go Mimic if ulti doesn't look good.
Okay.
So it's like, I think every game is different, what you want to build, and I think that's kind of why I like the hero, because I think there's so many talents that you can change. Like, even though let's say you go 1, 4, and 7 different.
Yeah.
Like the 13, 16, 20 can also be very different, and I think that's not a lot of the heroes that do that.
Yep. No, I definitely agree. Makke, that was a very informative, a Mephisto talent build and kind of like gameplay breakdown. Any final tips for people? If I'm trying to be the best Mephisto player in the world, what's the one thing I need to focus on?
Just not being afraid of just going in. Because late game, you're gonna get those resets, you're gonna get big shields, you're basically like a semi-tank.
Yep.
Just go in, make sure you always hit the resets, focus on just hitting all your spells, playing around when you have your E and W, and just just make sure that you always get resets. That's the basic idea.
Awesome. Thank you, Makke. Really appreciate you taking the time to do the interview. Any kind of shout outs? Where can people find you? I mean, you are super good on Mephisto, guys. Check him out every weekend playing in the CCL matches on Team Chili Mountain. Makke, really appreciate you doing this interview, man. It is super good, really informative for anyone that wants to get better at Mephisto. Do you have any shout outs? Where can people follow you if people want to support you?
Follow me on Twitter. I don't know my handle, but it's Makke something.
And Makke is spelled Makke for the record.
Yeah. It's Makke_G. That's the handle. Yeah, you can follow me there. Watch the CCL games on the weekends. We kind of suck right now, but hopefully we'll get better for playoffs. I think so. Shout out to my team. Shout out to the Chili Mountain org. And yeah, follow me on Twitch. I stream once a month, maybe.
Perfect.
At Chili Makke.
Makke, appreciate it. Thank you for having us, guys. I was Michael Udall. I'm going to be your interviewer, and I should be actually casting these Korean games when you guys are watching this. So thank you. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and hope you're enjoying the matches.